Okay, today we'll start probability. Now, actually, probability means it's written very close. Chance of an event happening. So you can say probability means chance of an event happening. Now, chance of an event means what is the chance that a certain event can happen, or what is the chance that a certain event may not happen. So that's called probability. So it's a part of statistics. Say if there is a football match between Brazil and Argentina, then what is the probability that the Brazil will win, or what is the probability that Argentina will win, or what is the probability that there will be a rain in the month of December? What is the in a certain place? What is the probability that there will be a rain in the month of July? So all these calculations we do in probabilities, just a you can say just a for forecasting. And how we calculate now probability of an event. Now generally we find probability, we write like this: probability of an event, and that actually means number of favorable outcomes by all possible outcomes. Number of favorable outcome means that the outcomes that you want, that we want, by all possible outcome means all the outcomes that can happen. So that is how we get the probability of a certain event. Okay. Now see these examples. A very simple example just to explain you the concept of probability. Suppose a coin is tossed once, then what is the probability of getting, say, number 1 a head, number 2 a tail, number 3 they told either a head or a tail, and number 4 they told neither head nor tail. Now how to do that? Now in probability, first of all, we'll always list all possible outcome first. Now all possible outcomes in the language of probability, we generally say it is sample space. Now what will be the all possible outcomes? The all possible outcomes will be either a head or a tail. So there can be a head or there can be a tail. So these are the all possible outcomes. So that is generally known as sample space. And every outcome in the sample space is known as a sample point. So understand? So all possible outcomes is head or a tail. Now come to number 1. Now probability of an head. Now probability of an head means now number of heads. Now you can see that all possible outcomes is either one head and one tail, and number of favorable outcome is one head. So that means we write probability of one head, probability of a head. Now all possible outcomes is 2, and out of that all possible outcomes your favorable outcome is 1, so therefore the answer is 1 by 2. So we write the answer 1 by 2. Similarly you can see the number 2 also, it will be 1 by 2 because they told probability of a tail. So here tail is also 1 and all possible outcome is 2, so again the probability of tail is 1 by 2. Now probability of either head or tail. You see the first one is a head, so that means it is coming under either head or tail. Second one is also either head or tail. So therefore I can say all possible outcome is 2 and number of favorable outcome is also 2. So we got the probability as 1. Now whenever you got a probability of an event as 1, and we say that is generally it is a sure event. We say sure event. So if you are having a probability 1, now probability 1 means number of favorable outcome and all possible outcomes are same, and therefore that means it will happen every time. So therefore we say it is a sure event. So whenever we get a probability equals to 1, so remember this, probability is equal to 1 means it is a sure event. Similarly, when I say probability of neither head not tail, so all possible outcome is 2 and neither head not tail is, now it cannot happen. So therefore 0. So it's not that when you toss a coin, neither head or not tail will come, either of them will come. So therefore we say it's 0 by 2 and we get the probability as 0. And remember, whenever we get a probability 0, then we say that event as impossible event. So therefore we say that probability of an event is 0, and therefore we say it is impossible event. So understand? So whenever we get a probability 1, that's a sheer event, and probability 0, and that is an impossible event. Okay, so finally we can say that the range of the probability of an event is always greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 1. So understand, because this is impossible event, this is sure event. So understand, probability cannot be negative, less than 0, and similarly probability cannot be greater than 1, because the number of favorable outcome cannot exceeds all possible outcomes. So this is the range of probability. Okay, now also remember that when I say PE, now PE means probability of an event happening. And when I say PE bar, or sometimes we say probability of E complement, that means probability of an event not happening. Okay, and therefore since the probability always ranges between 0 to 1, so probability of an event plus probability of an event not happening is always equals to 1. Understand? Because try to understand, suppose probability of an event is, say, suppose you are getting 3 by 4. So therefore if the probability of an event is 3 by 4, happening is 3 by 4, then probability of an event not happening will be 1 by 4. That means we can say probability of an event not happening is equal to 1 minus probability of an event. And similarly we can also say that probability of an event is equals to 1 minus probability of event not happening. Okay, understand this way. Suppose now there is a 75% chance of an event happening. So if there is a 75% chance of an event happening, that means that there is a there is a 25% chance that the event will not happen, right? So 75% means, if you see 75%, that means 3 by 4, and therefore probability of an event not happening will be 1 minus 3 by 4. So if the chance of an event happening is 3/4, chance of an event not happening is 1/4, and therefore you see this 3/4 plus 1/4, 1. So this plus this is always equals to 1. Understand? So very important theory all this, so you have to remember all this. Okay. Okay, now see this example. If two coins are tossed, then what is the probability of getting, say, two heads? Number 2, one head and one tail. Number 3 is at least one head. And number 4 is at most one head. Okay, we'll go one by one. Now first, we have to write all possible outcomes. When two coins are tossed, then in the first coin there can be a head, and the second coin there can be a tail. Similarly, in the first coin there can be a tail, and the second coin there can be a head. Similarly, the first coin can have head, and the second coin also have head. And so the first coin can have tail, and the second also have tail. So these are only the 4 possible outcomes that when two coins are tossed. Now number 1. Now for every probability sum, first of all you have to list all this, all possible outcomes, and then also for a particular sum you also have to list that favorable outcomes. Like they told here 2 heads, number 1 is 2 heads. So first of all, see how many 2 heads are there. So write that. So 2 heads, you can see only once is there, so I'll write this one, 2 heads. And now I'll write probability of 2 heads. Now probability of 2 heads, now you see there are all possible outcomes is 4, and probability of 2 head is 1, and so therefore this is the answer, 1/4. Again number 2, they told probability of 1 head and 1 tail, again 1 head and 1 tail. So you first list them, 1 head and 1 tail, you have this, and you have this also, and then the probability 1 head and 1 tail will be 2/4. Now 2/4 actually means 1/2. Number 3, they told at least 1 head. That means at least 1 head has to be there. So first of all, we'll again list that at least 1 head. At least 1 head. So this is TH. This is 1 head. At least 1 head. So now this will also be included because they told at least 1 head. So that means at least 1 head has to be there. So in all this case there are at least 1 head. And now we can say probability of at least 1 head. Now probability of at least 1 head therefore will be 3/4. Okay. And the last one. Last one, they told at most 1 head. So at most 1 head means maximum 1 head. So that means in that case there can be a maximum of 1 head. So when we use this word at most, maximum of 1 head, so that means when I say at most 1 head, maximum of 1 head, that means if there is no head also, then also that will be included. So that is the main thing. I have given you this sum so that you can understand this language. This at most 1 head, so this I can write because there are, okay, maximum 1 head is there. Similarly, I can write this one also, and similarly I can write this also, T and T, because when somebody say at most 1 head means मैक्सिमम वन हेड. तो मैक्सिमम वन हेड मतलब आई एम यूजिंग हिंदी, नहीं भी होगा तो चलेगा, राइट. सो दैट मीन्स एट मोस्ट वन हेड मीन्स मैक्सिमम, ज्यादा से ज्यादा एक हेड, मैक्सिमम वन हेड. So if there is no head also, then that will be also in my list. Understand? So that's the meaning of at most one head, and therefore we will write at most again one head, and that again will be 3 by 4. Understand? Okay. Okay, now see this sum. They told a bag contains 3 red ball, 5 green balls, and 2 black balls in fact, and one ball is drawn out. Then what is the probability that the ball will be, say, a green ball? Number 2, they told a red or a black ball, and number 3, they told not red. So for number 1, probability of green, there altogether you can see there are 10 balls, so therefore there will be 10 outcomes, because there are 10 different colored balls, means red, green and black, and therefore all possible outcome is 10. Now out of these 10 balls, how many are green? 5 are green, so therefore favorable outcome is 5, and therefore the probability is half. Understand? Number 2, red or black. Okay, probability of a red or black. So first of all, you see there are red, there are 3 balls, and black is 2 balls. So red and black combined you have 5, and all possible outcomes. So probability of red or black, will be naturally 5 by 10, and that is half. Okay. Now number 3, they told probability of not red. The probability of not red means reading red ball, how many balls are there? There are 5 plus 2, 7, and all possible outcome is 10, so probability of not red will be 7 by 10. Okay. Now here also I can explain you that complementary relation that I have told you. Just see here, alternate method. Now if I get probability of red, now probability of red will be what? 3 by 10, and just now I told you probability of not red. Now probability of not red, if you remember, it will be what? 1 minus 3 by 10, complementary event. What I get? You see 10 minus 3 by 10, and what we are getting? 7 by 10. So that's 7 by 10. So we can also do in that way. Okay. Okay, now see in this example, a jar contains 24 marbles. Now some are green, some green and others blue. Now if a marble is drawn at a random from the jar, and the probability of getting green is 2 by 3, then find the number of blue marbles in the jar. Now you can see that number of blue marbles you have to find. Now we can start like this. Let the number of blue marbles is equal to x. Now the number of blue marbles is x. Therefore number of green marbles will be what? Will be 24 minus x. Now the probability of green is given. So finally, we can say that probability of green marbles Now probability of green marbles will be what? Number of green marbles by all possible outcomes, that's 24. So it will be this number of probability of green marble will be this. But you know, and therefore we can say probability of green marble is already given 2 by 3. So I can say it is 2 by 3. 24 minus x by 24. So from here we can get the value of x. 3 into 8 and 8 into 2. So we get 16 is equal to 24 minus x. We get x equals to 24 minus 16. So 8 marbles. So therefore we can say there are 8 marbles. 8 mean in fact blue marbles, and hence there are 16 green marbles. Okay. Okay, now see here. Now in a single throw of 2 dice, find the probability of getting, say, some less than 7, some equal to 7, a doublet, and so on. So they can ask many questions. You know, a die consists of 6 faces with 6 points, and they told 2 dice are thrown. No, first of all, the sample space for all possible outcomes, we have to first list all of them. Now this we can do in this way. Now suppose this is die 1 and this is die 2, this way, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is also 1, 2, 3, 6. So now you can, so otherwise there will be a confusion. So just to avoid confusion, we can do in this way. So this is first die and this is the second die. First die there can be 1 and the second die there can be 1. Similarly, first die there can be 1, second die there can be 2. So first die 1, second die 1, that means it can be 1, 1. First die 1, second die 2, it can be 1, 2. Again first die 1, second die 3, it can be 1, 3 or 1, 4 or 1, 5 and 1, 6. Similarly again 2, 1. First die 2, second die 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. Understand? 2, 5 and 2, 6. So like this, there will be in fact 6 squared. 6 into 6, there will be 36 outcomes. So you have to fill it in this way. Okay, understand? You have to fill it first. Okay, so like this we will complete all this. So there will be a 36 outcomes. Now number 1 they told what? Sum less than 7. So sum less than 7 means we will take all those numbers whose sum is less than 7. So 1 and 1, 2, this. So here there will be 5, and then next up to here you can see here 4, 5 plus 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then you have this 2, 14, and then you have 1, 15. So I have already done this from before. Sum less than 7. So first of all you have to list. I have already told you. So there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Then we can see that probability of sum less than 7 will be what? 15 by 36. So we get 3 5s are and 3 12s are. So finally the probability is 5 by 12. Understand? Similarly, then they told sum equal to 7. So sum equal to 7, you can see you have 1. Here you have this. Here you have this equal to 7. Equal to 7 and equal to 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So sum equal to 7 for number 2. Probability of sum equal to 7, and that will be 6 by 36. So that will be 1 by 6. And the third one they told a doublet. Doublet means 2 2, double same numbers. So you see this 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 is again you have 1 2 3 4 5 6. So we list first, and then again we have 6 by 36. Understand? So this is about a 2 dice. Okay. Okay. Now we'll see about playing cards. You know, in a playing cards, these 4 symbols are used. Some of you may have seen it already. This is called spade, this symbol, and that's black in color. This symbol is called, clubs, that's also black in color. This is the hearts, that's red in color. And this is the diamond, and that is also red in color. Now every type, every symbol have 13 different types of numbers and or alphabets. Like it start with A, that is known as ace. And then you have number 2 card, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, 9, 10. And then you have J, that's known as jack. Then you have Q, that is queen. And then you have K, and that is king. So you can understand from A to K, you have altogether 13 cards. So you have 13 cards. This A is known as ace, J is known as jack, Q as queen, K as king. And this J, Q, K, they are generally, you can say, they are face cards. Because, their faces are drawn on the card. So therefore, they are known as face cards. And every type, as I told you, start from A and then ends at K. So that means every type has 13 cards. So here also A to K, you have 13 cards. Here also A to K, again you have 13 cards. And altogether we have 52 cards. So in a playing cards, there are 52 cards. Okay. Now, out of this 52 card, you can understand this 26 are black cards, and again 26 is also red cards. So 26 black and 26 red cards, that becomes 52 cards. So for playing cards probability sums, you have to know all this, and then it's very easy after that. So now you can understand. Now I'm just asking you some question. You can understand how we can solve. Now if they told you from a well packed card of 52 cards, well shuffled cards of 52 cards, if I draw one card at a random, then you can understand there will be 52 different events because every card is different. So there will be 52 different events. So therefore we can say that all possible outcome is 52. Now if they ask me what is the probability of a black card, from a well shuffled 52 cards, then what will be the probability of black card? So you can understand out of this 52 cards, 26 is black card. So favorable outcome is 26. So we can say black card is 26 by 52 and black card is half. Understand? Probability of a black card is half. Similarly, if they tell us the probability of a queen, say probability of a queen. Now try to understand how many queens are there. In everybody there are one queen. So altogether there are 4 queens. So we can say probability of a queen will be 4 by 52, and that is in fact 1 by 13. Understand? Now if they ask what is the probability of a red king? Red king. So there are altogether 4 kings. Out of that 2 are black and 2 are red. So probability of red king will be 2 by 52 and that is 1 by 26. Similarly, if they tell us the probability of a face card, so how many face card are there? Each type is having 3 face card. So 3 into 4, there are 12 face card. So we can say probability of a face card is 12 by 52. Okay, understand? Okay, that's all.